You are filling out an application for life insurance or health insurance. You get to the question, have you used any tobacco products in the last 12 months? You do smoke, but not much. Just a few cigarettes a week, or you quit last month. You think nobody will ever know. It will save you hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars a year. So you check the box that says no. You sign the application, and you forget about it. But 2 years later, you die of a heart attack. Your family files a claim. The insurance company starts their investigation. They pull your medical records. They see that your doctor noted you were a smoker. They see a prescription for nicotine patches. They deny the claim. Your family gets nothing, and you lied for nothing. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what happens when you lie about smoking on an insurance application. I will break down the difference between tobacco use and nicotine use, the look-back periods for different types of policies, and the statute of limitations on contestability. You will learn why vaping, cigars, and marijuana also count, and the one situation where you might actually be telling the truth. This is not about shaming anyone. It is about protecting your family from a denied claim and a wasted premium. Let me start with the most important fact about smoking and insurance. Insurance companies charge smokers significantly more than non-smokers. For life insurance, a smoker can pay 2 to 3 times as much as a non-smoker for the same coverage. For health insurance, under the Affordable Care Act, smokers can be charged up to 50% more than non-smokers. That difference adds up. A 40-year-old non-smoker might pay $500 per year for a $500,000 term life policy. A smoker might pay $1,200. Over 20 years, that is a difference of $14,000. That is a lot of money. So the temptation to lie is real. But here is the number that should scare you. Insurance companies have a 2-year period called the contestability period. During the first 2 years of your policy, the insurer can investigate your application for any misrepresentations. If they find that you lied about smoking, they can rescind the policy. That means they treat it as if it never existed. They refund your premiums, and your family gets nothing. After 2 years, the policy becomes incontestable for misstatements, except for fraud. If you die after the 2-year period, the insurer cannot deny the claim based on a smoking misrepresentation alone unless they can prove you intended to defraud them. That is a high bar, but do not rely on that. Many policies have different rules, and some states have longer contestability periods. Now here is the pattern interrupt that most people do not know. The question is not just about cigarettes. It is about all tobacco products and nicotine. Most applications ask about tobacco use or nicotine use in the past 12 months. That includes cigarettes, cigars, pipes, chewing tobacco, snuff, and vaping. Yes, vaping counts as nicotine use. Even if you use nicotine gum or patches, that counts. Some insurers also ask about marijuana use. Even if you live in a state where marijuana is legal, it can affect your rates. Insurers consider marijuana use as a risk factor, though less severe than tobacco. So what counts as a smoker for insurance purposes? The definition varies by company. Some insurers consider you a smoker if you have used any tobacco product in the last 12 months. Others use a 5-year look-back. Some make exceptions for occasional or social smokers. For example, a few carriers offer preferred rates to cigar smokers who smoke less than 1 cigar per week. But you cannot guess. You must read the question carefully. The exact wording matters. Let me give you a real-world example. A man in Florida applied for life insurance. He was a former smoker. He had quit 10 years ago. He answered no to the smoking question. His policy was issued at non-smoker rates. He died 8 years later. The insurance company investigated and found that he had used nicotine gum 5 years before his death, outside the look-back period. The claim was paid. He was safe because his last use was outside the contestability period and the look-back period. But if he had used nicotine gum within the 12 months before applying, and he had answered no, the claim could have been denied within the first 2 years. Now let me walk you through the consequences of lying, step by step. Consequence 1. Within the first 2 years, the insurer can cancel your policy and deny any claim. This is the most common outcome. You pay premiums for nothing. Your family gets nothing. Consequence 2. After 2 years, the insurer cannot cancel the policy for misrepresentation unless they can prove fraud. Fraud means you knowingly and intentionally lied. If you accidentally check the wrong box, it is not fraud. But if you are a heavy smoker and you check no, that is fraud. In that case, even after 2 years, the insurer can deny the claim. This is rare, but it happens. Consequence 3. Your medical records will almost always reveal your smoking status. Your primary care doctor asks about smoking at every visit. They note it in your chart. If you have a hospitalization for a smoking-related illness like COPD or lung cancer, that is in your records. When you die, the insurance company orders your medical records. They will find it. You cannot hide. Consequence 4. Even if you are not a smoker, you could be rated as a smoker based on secondhand exposure or cotinine tests. Some insurers test for cotinine, a nicotine metabolite, during the underwriting process. If you test positive, even from secondhand smoke or nicotine gum, you will be rated as a smoker. Be honest. Consequence 5. Lying on one application can blacklist you with all insurers. The insurance industry shares data through the MIB group. If one insurer flags you for representation, others will know. You may be denied coverage entirely by other companies. Now let me give you the honest way to save money without lying. If you are a smoker, you have options. First, quit. If you have been smoke-free for 12 months, many insurers will give you non-smoker rates. Some will give you preferred rates after 3 years. Some will give you standard rates after 1 year, but not preferred. Ask about smoking cessation programs. Some insurers offer discounts for completing a program. Second, shop around. Smoking surcharges vary widely. One company might charge double, another might charge only 50% more. Get quotes from multiple insurers. Third, consider guaranteed issue life insurance. These policies have no medical questions, but they are expensive and have low coverage limits. They are better than nothing. Fourth, be honest and pay the smoker rate. You are protecting your family. That is worth the extra cost. Let me also address health insurance. Under the ACA, smokers can be charged up to 50% more than non-smokers. But here is the trick. The surcharge is only allowed if the state has not banned it. Several states, including California, Connecticut, and New York, prohibit tobacco surcharges. If you live in one of those states, you pay the same as a non-smoker. If you live in a state that allows surcharges, you can avoid the surcharge by completing a smoking cessation program. Some states require insurers to waive the surcharge for enrollees who participate in a program. Check your state's rules. Now let me talk about the UK and Canada. In the UK, life insurance applications ask about smoking status. The consequences of lying are similar. The insurer can void the policy within the contestability period, which is usually 2 years. After that, they may still deny a claim if they can prove deliberate fraud. The UK also has a medical information bureau. In Canada, the same principles apply. The contestability period is typically 2 years. Canadian insurers also test for cotinine. Lying is a bad idea. What about vaping? Many insurers treat vaping as smoking because it involves nicotine. Some distinguish between vaping and combustible tobacco. For example, a few carriers offer non-smoker rates to vapors who do not use cigarettes. But you must disclose. If you lie, you risk denial. What about marijuana? Most insurers do not treat marijuana like tobacco, but they do ask about drug use. Occasional recreational use may not affect your rates, but daily use might. Some insurers will postpone coverage for heavy users. Be honest, let me give you a final caution. Some people think they can lie, and then after 2 years, they are safe. That is not always true. If the insurer can prove that you intended to deceive them, they can deny a claim even after 2 years. For example, if you have a documented history of smoking, you answer no on the application, and then you die of lung cancer within 3 years, the insurer will argue that you knew you had a smoking-related illness and lied to get coverage. That is fraud. The claim will be denied. Let me give you a real-world example of a family that told the truth. A man in Texas was a heavy smoker. He applied for a $500,000 term life policy. The non-smoker rate was $600 per year. The smoker rate was $1,600 per year. He paid the smoker rate. He died of a heart attack